Well, baseball has been a favorite pastime in East Tennessee for generations. In fact, it actually predates football, if you can believe it. Historian Jack Neely takes a look at the history of one of America's favorite pastimes.
Baseball was the first team sport ever played in Knoxville, and it began right after the Civil War. In fact, it was Civil War veterans playing against each other in the years just after the Civil War. It was a different game back then, and there are local people who were bringing back the old 1860s rules baseball. There were no gloves, but to compensate, they would allow the ball to bounce once, and if you caught on after one bounce, it was an out. And the bats were pretty impressive. Apparently, they were longer bats, and they would sometimes go very far. And this whole idea of playing team sports was altogether new. This was a quarter century before the first football or basketball games. We were playing baseball, and Knoxville was a baseball city for a long time. Knoxville had a championship team called the Reds. They just wore, that was the color they wore red. And but they in 1880, 1881 were believed to be the best baseball team in the South. They played against Atlanta, bigger cities, and won these games. UT had a baseball game pretty early, and I think they were called the Reds too, honestly. Before UT was connected to Orange, we were playing baseball already, and red was the color. It was in 1916, a guy named William Caswell, who had been one of the first baseball players in Knoxville. He'd been involved in these very early games in the 1860s. But he donated to the city a major tract of land that became known as Caswell Park. We had both black and white baseball teams, and they usually played on different fields. The black team called at one time the Knoxville Grays, who played on at a field called Booker T. Washington Field, but the white teams played on the Caswell Park, which also hosted pro games, including some exhibition games by the New York Yankees, who were here several times in the 20s and 30s, with Ruth and Gehrig, and all these famous players were here playing exhibition games.